You are watching a production of Civic Center TV. Find our on-demand programming on civiccentertv.com and follow us at Civic Center TV on Twitter and Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're taking a look at the biggest story in town, the West Bloomfield Parks announcement earlier this weekend. Initial discussions with the West Bloomfield Township Board about the potential for a ballot initiative that could help to fund the expansion of the Recreation Activity Center from its current 8,400 square foot facility at the Civic Center complex in West Bloomfield to over 33,000 square feet, featuring recreational areas, the nature room expansion, the Connect Senior Center, and so many other amenities right in the facility in the Town Hall complex. We've talked to so many people from across Parks and Recreation and throughout the community this week already about this, and we had a chance to go out to an area that perhaps will have the people most impacted by this move on the positive side at the Connect Senior Center at their relatively new location to get their insight on this. One of the first people we talked to here was the Connect team. They're excited to be in their current location, but they do say they're looking forward to this new permanent home very soon.
This location fits the need, but not necessarily the script. So we are very excited to be in it now, as we've been without a home since May 2022. So we are just excited to be all together under one roof again. Even just looking around here today, we've had almost 100 seniors in here today doing volunteering, playing euchre, playing games, knitting. Just the house is alive, it's packed, the seniors have somewhere to go, and that's what makes it special.
And not only are the team at Connect Senior Center really excited about the prospects of this potential move in the coming years to the Recreation Activity Center should this ballot initiative go on the ballot at this current estimation August 6th during that primary election and then several years later be fully intact. Some of the regulars at Connect are also really excited about the prospects of moving to a bigger and permanent facility, including those from West Bloomfield Parks' Senior Advisory Council, who have been working very closely with the executive team and the recreation team at Parks to put this whole project together.
We're really, really excited about this because the particular team that I'm on, we have been trying to get to this building being built for a couple of years now. We've been on this committee to do this. So now that we're getting real close and it's becoming a reality, we're really, really excited about it.
Brings up the question then of what would this new facility do to expand the services of Connect Senior Center or make those services more effective. They're in a brand new space that's quite large at the corner of 14 Mile and Farmington Road in West Bloomfield. But what this would do, according to Senior Services Manager Kay McMahon, is really keep the possibilities endless for the future of Connect.
More square footage is going to bring about just endless improvements as it is, more opportunities, accessibility for seniors to get into a space that's meant for them, that's accessible to them, with covered parking spaces for trips or whatever the new concept plan will bring. Definitely is going to bring more amenities for seniors specifically, but for the community at large too. It's just having our seniors who have a place where they can have access to intergenerational activity as well as a one-stop shop for your civic center needs is just an impressive idea, and it's about time.
And that one-stop shop idea, as Kay said, is really one of the key sticking points in this entire plan for West Bloomfield Parks, is to have all of their services be available in one particular hub while continuing to expand and improve the services in the parks all throughout the town. We heard from Kelly Heyer on Monday at the Joint Township Board and West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Commission meeting as she went over the basics of these plans, just how those improvements would also be made to other parks, particularly playground areas and facilities across the network on top of the Recreation Activity Center in this. But the concept of a one-stop shop played a very big role in the early planning of this, as local seniors like Therese Rochert have said they're thrilled to perhaps be able to do everything they need from the standpoint of township business all in one place.
It will be really good to have the new building where we have our campus right now. We have our police department, our library, and the Parks and Rec's main office. I think people are used to going to that location, so I think that's what everybody's excited about, is having that building all in the same area.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Robert Brooks, the chairperson of the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Commission, earlier on this week on the Splash Live. You can catch that full interview on our website on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. And he said that's one of the things that he's really excited about with this potential project is that people could be going to the library to read a book or pick up some other materials or enjoy some peace and quiet outside of the hustle and bustle of their daily life, and then they leave the library and they're looking for something else to do that night, and there are activities happening at the Recreation Activity Center. They got an open gym area if it's cold outside or it's snowy outside, as it usually is during the winter, but apparently not this week. That's good news for us on a completely different subject. They can go into this potentially new facility and use their elevated walkway space that we also heard more about. So it's really exciting stuff. It's still very much in the initial phases. No plans have been finalized. No formal proposals have been made. The next steps are going to be to take this to the Parks and Recreation Commission. They'll likely hear about that next week, Thursday, on their meeting, which will be broadcast right here on, sorry, not next week, Thursday, the week after that, Thursday, February 22nd, which will be broadcast on Civic Center TV and on our website on CivicCenterTV.com. From there, it would go to a township board vote whether or not to put this as a ballot initiative on that August primary, and from there, it would then be all up to you, the voters at home. Keep up to date with this from West Bloomfield Parks on their website at wbparks.org. And also, again, we have a full special on our homepage on CivicCenterTV.com that kind of encapsulates all of what we've done so far to cover this from earlier on this week. Clips from the Township Board and Parks and Recreation Commission joint meeting. Interviews with people like Rob Brooks and Mikhail Hafner from DLZ Corporation, the architecture firm that's helping to design this building. Hearing from members of the public and more. We're going to keep up to date on the story as more developments happen. CivicCenterTV.com to find all that information and our special programming on demand. Out with the old, in with the new. Next door at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library this weekend, puzzles, games, and more available for you to pick up and for you to trade in. The puzzle and game exchange at the main library room begins today with their drop-off during the day today, and then you can pick up some new games and some new puzzles at the library in their main meeting room on Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And a great opportunity to pick up some lightly used puzzles and games that are still in good condition. If you want to drop those off, again, that's what they're looking for. Lightly used, still in pretty good condition. Something that you'd be willing to get from somebody else if they were giving you a used game or a puzzle to try out yourself. Keep that in mind. And if you're going to bring a bunch of these, if you're going to bring 10 or more, they do encourage you to call the library in order to prearrange a specific drop-off so they can examine all these, make sure everything is there and intact before they take them in and do more organizing of this before the Saturday pickup event. That would be wblib.org for more information, including calling information, or follow them on their Facebook page at West Bloom LIB, where, hey, we're also broadcasting live on today's edition of the Splash Live. If you're looking for some fun on the athletic court tonight and enjoy a good ball game, head on over to Bloomfield Hills High School, and hey, tell your kids as they get out of school today, they can get into that game for free and show their school spirit in the Bloomfield Hills School District. That's happening tonight at Bloomfield Hills High School. Doors open at 5 o'clock for Black Hawk Fever. Students K through 12 get into the game for free. Of course, kids from kindergarten through 8th grade, they do have to be accompanied by a parent in order to attend this free ball game. But it's going to be a really fun night. There'll be some games also ran beforehand by BHHS athletes and recreational leagues with prizes up for grabs for kids in kindergarten through 8th grade. We've got a flyer on our screen right now as we speak on CivicCenterTV.com that has a QR code in it for more information. Of course, you can find more as well on the Bloomfield Hills School District's Facebook page at BH schools. Keep in mind, kids, first 200 that show up get not only a free t-shirt, but also a pizza dinner. Really fun night ahead on the basketball court at Bloomfield Hills High School. Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll take a short break. On the other side, and some fun and adventure between parents and their daughters earlier on this week with West Bloomfield Parks. Jask Schaf has the story up next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. What people are watching in Kego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
A fresh start lets you refocus, helping you live in the moment, where you can take the leap or take a bow, basking in the glitz and the glow of winter. Because when the snow begins to fall, you feel the excitement rise. Set your sights on a winter wonderland as Fresh finds new ways forward in pure Michigan.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling. Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Thank you for joining us, and as always, keeping up to date with all of our programming on CivicCenterTV.com. During the hustle and bustle of everyday life, especially during the work week, it can be tough sometimes for fathers to take a step back and just be a girl dad. What makes moments like these earlier on this week at the West Bloomfield Parks Daddy-Daughter Dinner Dance that much more special. Jask Schaf, the newest member of our team, has the story.
Jask Schaf with Civic Center TV here at the Jewish Community Center of Metropolitan Detroit. The annual Daddy-Daughter Dance took place this past Wednesday and Thursday, where countless fathers came out with their little girls to bust a few moves and to make a few memories along the way. What does a night like this mean to you as a dad?
Well, for me, it means an opportunity to go and have a good time with my daughter. We like to have dance parties at home, and so it's nice to have an opportunity to get dressed up and go do it with our community.
Well, it's our second Daddy-Daughter Dance, and we have a blast. They run a great program. It's great for the community. It's great for dads and daughters, and it's fun to just have a little bit of time with your kid, doing some fun dancing, right? We're doing some special moves.
I just think it's fun because you get to spend time with your friends and do a lot of dancing till you pass out.
A night like this, it gives us an opportunity to spend some alone time together. I have my wife and my son at home, so we get to have like a night out and to have a great time here dancing and eating and just having fun.
Eating is the most special part. It means getting to spend some time with my dad and having fun and seeing some friends.
It's really fun to see the same families come every year and see how the girls are growing and changing every year, and they just are so excited to have this special experience with their dad. So it's really cool to see the memories taking place right before us.
I think my favorite part is just the interactions with the daughters and the dads. They have this unique opportunity to kind of hang out, and it's just this one-on-one relationship. I think that's probably my favorite, just seeing their interactions and how much they really just enjoy the overall experience.
It's a beautiful night for a lot of families. I'd imagine it'd also be an emotional one as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think that just the joy of being able to connect. I mean, the world is crazy, so whenever you have the opportunity to take advantage of those sweet moments and to kind of connect and kind of slow things down, because life is a little crazy at times, I think that that in itself kind of makes it more of an emotional and kind of exciting time for them as well, just to spend time together.
We've been to, this is our 5th dance together, so you know, just counting down the time, and it's going by fast. So it's great that seeing it grow and seeing her kind of just get older and experience it in a different way each year. How do you like seeing it every year?
I love seeing it every year.
Well, let's hope that all of these families were able to dance the night away just as they wanted to. And here's hoping that they can make many more memories at the Daddy-Daughter Dance next year. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jask Schaf.
Big thank you to Jake for that story. Really nice night over at the Jewish Community Center of Metropolitan Detroit, the location for this year's Daddy-Daughter Dinner Dance. You can find more information on fun events coming up for the entire family, including fathers and daughters, mothers and sons, and everything in between by visiting wbparks.org. And big thank you, big welcome also to Jake. You'll be seeing a lot more of him all throughout the community, and hey, even here right in our studio coming up on the Splash Live very soon. We'll take a short break on the Splash Live. On the other side, plenty more stories, including some learning opportunities at multiple levels of the West Bloomfield School District. The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. What people are watching in Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Thank you for joining us as you do each and every day on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, and today also on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Township Public Library at West Bloom LIB. That's their handle. You can follow them, give them a like, and keep them and us in your feed each and every day on Facebook. Over at Chico Elementary School, they recently had a visit with the West Bloomfield Township Public Library from the Chico Eye Center. They kicked off their Pine Tree event with Mr. Bruno, visiting the West Bloomfield Township Public Library to load up on as many books as they possibly can to keep themselves learning and engaging outside of the classroom. They gave a big thank you to the West Bloomfield Township Public Library for helping them through this event and getting them access to a lot of these different books and bits of information. It's really important, too, because the library is a great resource for our school district, because all kids across all elementary, middle, and high school and other facilities in the school district are eligible to get their library card, whether they are living in the greater West Bloomfield communities proper or they are school of choice coming in. They all have access to these resources both in person at the main library and the West Acres branch, as well as online. Here you're seeing Mr. Bruno as well as the library staff introducing their Pine Tree reading program at Chico Elementary School before they headed over to the West Bloomfield Bloomfield Township Public Library to pick up those books. More pictures and info from this event and this visit to the library from Chico Elementary School, our neighbors right across the walkway from our studio, can be found on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools. Also, West Bloomfield Middle School students expanding their learning, not in our world, but in the virtual world, and really a little bit of both earlier on this week. 6th grade students at West Bloomfield Middle School got a visit from the Oakland Schools STEMI Mobile Innovation Station. Really cool thing that Oakland Schools does. They have this big RV that travels all across our various school districts, bringing STEM education and interactive experiences into our classrooms. Hey, you may have even seen it yourself at West Bloomfield High School Family Fun Night earlier on this fall or in past years. These students got a chance to explore the world with virtual reality as well as some AI drawing opportunities that you're seeing on your screen. They're drawing in thin air using just their hands, their imagination, and technology available to them. It gets them that hands-on STEAM activity, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math all in one, while engaging with new technology and seeing the way of the future, things they may be using for a long time in their life and in their career. More information on these technological opportunities in the West Bloomfield School District and more pictures can be found on WBSD.org, as well as on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools. Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll take a short break, plenty more stories and great conversations to have from across our 4 communities and more coming up next.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Ronnie started doing prescription pills at the age of 15. And by 19, he died. If your child is struggling with drug use, try not to be too proud to reach out for help. Don't be worried about what the neighbor will think or your family. Just get your child the help they need. Sometimes it's the hard road to take, but the hard road is nothing compared to living with the fact that your child is no longer with you.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
Hi, Lisa Brown here, reminding you that Michigan's presidential primary is February 27th, and the 9 days of early voting begin February 17th. Remember, in the presidential primary, you must choose either a Democratic, Republican, or nonpartisan ballot if applicable. Thank you for taking part in our democracy.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
What people are watching in Kego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and always encourage you to keep up to date with all of our programming. Find your municipal meetings, all of our original programming when it airs during the day, over the weekend, and always on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. The time of the year is coming to recognize people doing great things in our community on a volunteer basis, giving their time, their energy, their dedication to make our community a better place. And that starts with dedicating that time to the kids first. May 1st will be the Youth Recognitions Award date for West Bloomfield Youth Assistants, and nominations are open now for kids making an impact in the West Bloomfield School District and even in other neighboring school districts that immediately are impacting West Bloomfield Township and our surrounding areas. The requirements are kids must be either in the West Bloomfield School District or if they're in another school district being nominated within West Bloomfield Youth Assistants. Their work must directly impact West Bloomfield specifically. But generally, kids should be nominated if they're in the West Bloomfield School District for the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Awards. And there are other youth assistance groups through other school districts nearby in our local area. Of course, you want to keep in mind, we have 6 different school districts in the greater West Bloomfield area, so plenty of opportunities for this recognition. Of course, the kids have to be of school age, and their volunteer service hours. This is the big thing to think about as you're getting ready to nominate kids for these awards. If their volunteer service that they're doing in the community is going towards school credit, that is not eligible for these West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Awards. You can find a full list of requirements as well as categories for nominations and fill out their nomination form as we speak at the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance, Facebook at WB Youth Assistance, or visit their website, wbyyouthassistance.org. Now, if the kids don't qualify for the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Awards and maybe you don't have information or the nomination window is closed for other youth assistance groups across our local area, one that is open for everybody all across our 6 school districts and other community organizations are the Michigan Week nominations. Those are open for one more week from today. Friday, February 16th, just before midnight, is when they close these nominations for these awards that will also happen in May, a couple of weeks after the Youth Assistance Awards on Friday, May 10th at 7 o'clock at Temple Israel. But nominations are open for a number of different awards, for kids, for adults, for educators, for volunteers, all across our different community organizations, of course, our school districts, and even those just doing nice things in our community each and every day. Maybe it's somebody that spends their free time picking up trash on the side of the road in one of our cities. They would qualify for a Michigan Week Award. If it's somebody that spends extra time after school going to various classrooms and helping teachers get organized for the next day or decorate their classrooms before the school year, that's something that would be really nice to nominate someone for these Michigan Week Awards. I'd highly encourage you to go to our website on CivicCenterTV.com and watch our recent interview with Deb Macon from the Michigan Week Committee. She goes into more detail about what they're looking for, who they're looking to honor at this annual event that will be happening in May. And of course, more information on Michigan Week can be found on MichiganWeek.org and on their Facebook page at GWBMW. Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We have plenty of more information to get to. We'll take a short break and come back with more. Stay with us.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Thank you for joining us. As we navigate through the month of February, we continue to celebrate Black History Month all throughout our community, and that includes over at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library with special programs and book suggestions that help to celebrate Black culture in Greater West Bloomfield and all throughout the U.S. and around the world. Joining us to talk about some of their ongoing and upcoming programs is Victoria Edwards, the Marketing and Communications Specialist at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on as the library each and every year puts together some special programming to commemorate Black History Month, both in the content that they are promoting from books and media and other resources to even events at the library. Give us just an overview so far about of what's been going on at the library to celebrate Black History Month and some exciting things coming up.
Sure. Well, of course, we have displays up in the library for Black History Month books, and we also have some movies available. We have on our website book lists and movie lists as well that anyone can access from home if you're looking to browse our lists there. And we have a lot of events happening this month. So we've already started our events, but what we have coming up, we have tomorrow the Black Expo. We're partnering with part of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force that's putting that on. And it's in its third year this year. It's the most popular event that the task force does. And that'll be Saturday, February 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Orchard Lake Mall on Orchard Lake Road. And there's going to be demos, displays, highlighting the careers, resources, Black-owned businesses. It's free admission, family-friendly, over 50 vendors. And then we also have a lot of other events happening after that at the library as well. So next week we have The Inspiring Life of Clementine Hunter at our West Acres branch on Monday, February 12th from 6 to 7 p.m. We have a hip hop poetry jam on Thursday, February 15th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. We have a booked for the evening discussion. We had to reschedule that from our Martin Luther King Day celebrations. And that's happening Monday, February 19th at 7 p.m. now. Finding Black Ancestors. This is on genealogy research. That'll be Thursday, February 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at the main library. And then the biggest thing that we're doing is a Black History 101 mobile museum on Friday, February 23rd from 2 to 7 p.m. in the main library meeting room. That's something that people are welcome to drop in and explore the exhibit. I think they'll have presentations kind of running throughout for people who'd like to sit and learn a little bit more about the exhibits as well.
Yeah, that event, that's as Victoria said, 2 to 7 p.m. Friday, February 23rd, in the main library meeting room. It's their Black History Mobile Museum as the West Bloomfield Library continues to commemorate Black History Month and celebrate it with book discussions, with special programs such as the Black History Mobile Museum and more. You can find a full listing of these on their website on wblib.org, and also a full post of all their events coming up during Black History Month on their Facebook page, facebook.com/WestBloomLib, where we're broadcasting live today as well for the Splash Live. Victoria, as these programs are coming together, as you approach the month of February and you want to provide a lot of information about Black history and Black culture, where does that focus come in terms of putting together this programming and the information you need to get out to the community so that they can engage in these topics during Black History Month and even beyond?
We're really looking at doing a lot of presentations and focusing on literature that lifts up Black voices and helps build that community, helps people in that community feel recognized, as well as helps teach people outside of that community about the culture and history.
More information can be found on these programs on wblib.org. .org. And no, this is not a new set of activities at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. They've been doing Black History Month programming there year in and year out for a number of years. But like every other program, it evolves over time. It gets more engaging over time. So how do these programs continue to evolve in a way that sort of parallels how the West Bloomfield Township Public Library is moving all of its programming into the future to make that more engaging and more exciting for the community?
Engaging really is the key word, I think, for a lot of our programming as we move forward. I think one of the really cool things about the Black History One Mobile Museum is just how engaging that content is. It's something that everyone can come through, and you get to see Dr. Kelly's collection and look through a lot of historical artifacts that tell the story of Black history in the United States, really, from the 1700s through today. And I think that it's a really compelling narrative, really, that comes out through just exploring this exhibit, exploring these artifacts. And it's not something that you would necessarily expect to see. It's a little different from your typical lecture or book discussion type thing. So that's something that we're always looking to do, this more innovative type programming. This isn't the first time that we've hosted the Black History Mobile Museum here. A couple years ago, we had him out as part of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force events for Black History Month. So I'm excited to have him back in our community again.
And then that's another good point, Victoria, is the partnership with the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force. Of course, you mentioned earlier on the Black Expo that's happening over the weekend on February 10th. But that's just one of the many different events that the Diversity Task Force runs all throughout the year. And the library, with Parks, with the Township Board, as well as with volunteers throughout the community, make up that whole task force. And you also have a number of other partnerships throughout the community. How important is partnership in putting together programming, especially when it's about important subject matter such as Black history and Black culture, especially in the month of February?
It's so important to partner with these other organizations to make sure that not only that we build these kinds of relationships in our community, but also that we're able to help people find the resources that they're looking for more quickly. A lot of people come to the library for information, and it's important for us to be able to quickly refer people to other resources in the community that might be better equipped to handle questions and help people out with certain tasks and responsibilities that they might have as well.
And outside of these events, Victoria Edwards is with us, marketing and communications specialist at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. Not only are these events great for this, but you have a number of resources all throughout the year that people can tap into to learn more about Black culture, about Black history, about history in general, or really any other topic that they're interested in. And we've talked recently about the revamped website, and now that's been in full operation. Those resources are even more friendlier to pick up for the community. How does that technology now play into the library's ability to provide this information, provide this special programming, but then also accent it with even more resources all throughout the year?
Yeah, it's so helpful to have that resource at our disposal and have it be easier for us to use and update and easier for people to access. I think one of the things that I've been most excited to see is that our teen programming is filling up a lot more than it was before. So it's important to have a lot of those resources accessible for younger generations too. And I think that was something that an audience that we may have been missing a little bit more before.
You can find a full listing of Black History Month programming from the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, both this weekend and through the coming weeks as we go all throughout the month of February, by visiting their Facebook page at West Bloom LIB. Facebook.com/West Bloom LIB. They have plenty of programming coming up, and as always, you can find a full listing of their events, both those about Black History Month and more, and register for those that you may need to register for on WBLIB.org. Victoria Edwards from the West Bloomfield Township Public Library is with us on the Splash Live. Victoria, before we let you go, anything else that we should know about the West Bloomfield Library's Black History Month programming, or any other exciting news coming up at the library?
Yeah, I would just do a last pitch to let everybody know that they're all welcome to come out to our programming. We really... Well, a lot of the programs that I mentioned here don't require registration, and anyone's welcome to come to them and bring your friends, have a conversation. We really want to have more dialogue in this community around identities and helping build a stronger sense of community here in West Bloomfield.
And the library is a great source of information and a great connection to those resources in our local area. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Full listing of these programs can be found on their Facebook page at West Bloom LIB. And of course, plenty of resources for the research to find more stories and more information, and plenty of learning opportunities on the West Bloomfield Township Public Library's brand new website on wblib.org. Live, local, social, it's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll take a short break. On the other side, connecting veterans in the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan and even beyond in our Lakes area. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. What people are watching in Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I get around primarily by bicycle. That's how I get to work every day, except for when it's really rainy or snowing, then I take the bus.
We take public transportation here to the senior center to volunteer.
Usually just getting to and from classes at OCC, or just for recreation, going out to shop at Somerset or explore downtowns like Royal Oak and Birmingham.
Public transportation is about community.
For more information, go to oakgov.com/Oakland Transit.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think.
You all right? It just feels like it's coming from everywhere. Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
Hi, Lisa Brown here, reminding you that Michigan's presidential primary is February 27th, and the 9 days of early voting begin February 17th. Remember, in the presidential primary, you must choose either a Democratic, Republican, or nonpartisan ballot if applicable. Thank you for taking part in our democracy.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM all throughout the greater West Bloomfield area all week long. I'm Tyler Kieft. Thank you very much for joining us. All throughout the year, Sylvan Lake veterans get together in an intimate environment at the Sylvan Lake Community Center to meet up, greet each other, exchange some stories, and build some camaraderie amongst veterans in our local community. They have another Veterans Coffee Meetup in a new location at the Grill on Orchard Lake Road and Middle Belt in Sylvan Lake coming up on Monday, February 12th. And joining us to talk about these Veterans Coffee Meetups are Bill Kozak, an Army veteran from 1955 to 1961, and Kathleen Robbins, volunteer extraordinaire in the city of Sylvan Lake. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning.
Yeah, glad to have you both on to talk about these. Kathy, let's begin with you on this, because this is a volunteer-centered event that began to bring veterans in Sylvan Lake, which has quite a great population of veterans who have served our country together to meet and greet with each other. Tell us a little bit of the background of how these coffee meetups began.
Well, here in Sylvan Lake, we have 42 veterans, and we have experiences throughout the year with Memorial Day and a few other things But after the last Memorial Day, a year ago, 2 years ago, June now it will be, we had a conversation with Bill and Greg Miller about wouldn't it be nice to have a coffee meetup for vets by vets. And they ran with the idea. So we'll let Bill tell you a little bit more about it. And it started just the month after the Memorial Day recognition service, where we recognize, first of all, the killed in action and our 42 vets.
Well, good morning. The Veterans Coffee is an opportunity for vets in the area from all branches to gather and just enjoy each other's company. Our branches include the Army, there's Navy and Coast Guard, and we talk about our times back then, in which case, you know what, this goes back 70 years or more. And but we enjoy the camaraderie, and different parts of the world where we were all stationed and what we did. It's a nice together, about an hour and a half, and we do that monthly.
Yeah, and it's quite an amazing history lesson, both for those that have served our country throughout the different generations, but also a great opportunity for others that have had some similar experiences, but a variety of experiences serving our country. And so for you as an Army veteran, how has this experience been like to be able to meet some of those other 41 veterans in the city of Sylvan Lake and others coming in and visiting during these events?
Well, it's interesting to hear from them because we all have our own story to tell. And gosh, I never realized this or hearing some of the duties that Greg Miller, for example, was on a tanker. So their job was to be out there on the high seas and refueling the big ships. And it's quite harrowing, some of the stories he would tell about doing that. Yeah, wow, it's rough seas, and then we have another member who was a Green Beret, and he has some harrowing stories to tell. So this is everyone has their job, and but we're all connected by the bond of the brotherhood of being in the military for our wonderful country.
Do you find, Bill, that it brings you closer to your community too, to know that there are so many other people in Sylvan Lake and in nearby areas that have experienced the brotherhood of serving our country, and now you're able to make these new friends in the process of learning some of their stories and getting together month to month?
That's correct. It is. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, and it's an opportunity to know the neighbors. Some of us have been here for a longer period than others, and here's a chance to see the man or the person you saw walking along the street now with, wow, they were in the military, and it's a nice way to make friends.
We're also joined by Kathy Robbins, a volunteer in the community who has helped in ways over the course of these past several months to plan these veterans meetups month to month. They got a special one coming up Monday, February 12th at 10 a.m. at the Grill in Orchard Lake. And Kathy, this time around, not just Sylvan Lake veterans or nearby veterans from cities right on the border of Sylvan Lake, but really opening this up to veterans all across the Lakes area. Why do this, and why now, after all these months with Sylvan Lake, expand it out and start bringing in even more veterans in the local community?
Well, it started off as a small group within our city, as you know, but the word gets out, and because our veterans are friends with other neighboring veterans, and they are sort of envious because they don't have this in their small community. Sylvan Lake is a small community, and in fact, we also share West Bloomfield at the Heroes Breakfast. We share Oakland County at the Veterans Resource Fair. So they include us. We want to include our neighboring veterans as well. We turn away no veterans. They all have good stories to tell. their work is important, and we're grateful for that.
And Bill Kozak with us, along with Kathy Robbins. Bill is an Army veteran serving from 1955 to 1961. They're both joining us on the Splash Live as we get ready for their Veterans Coffee Meetup at 10 a.m. Monday, February 12th at the Grill. That is on Orchard Lake Road, just north of Middlebelt in the city of Sylvan Lake. You cannot miss it. It'll be a great event. Coffee is free. Scratch-cooked breakfasts will also be available for purchase on that morning. And Bill, kind of circling back to really the whole point of this, which is to build camaraderie and some friendships among our veteran community in Sylvan Lake and here in the Lakes area. For a veteran like you, to have this experience, how important is it to be able to exchange these stories and be able to share this camaraderie with people who have had, at the very least, base a similar experience serving our country and know what that means to serve the United States?
Well, it just brings up the point that the different services have different jobs, and what I did, and hearing stories of some of the other guys, I'm thinking, boy, I didn't have it so bad, or maybe I had it better than I thought. So it's just a matter of understanding. We need the military to protect our country and to protect the Constitution, and it just, glad that we do our part. I think that's the common theme when we talk about all our experiences.
Well, Bill, having had family serve in the Navy and the Air Force, extended family in the National Guard and the Army as well, I want to thank you for your service and for our freedom from that service that you've provided us over the years serving in the U.S. military with the Army. And thank you and Kathy for joining us and for planning these events to bring veterans together in our local community. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate both of you being with us, and you can join them at the Grill in Sylvan Lake Monday, February 12th, 10 a.m. Free coffee, scratch-cooked breakfast, and a whole lot of friendly people sharing their stories from their time serving our country. More information on upcoming Sylvan Lake coffee events and other fun in the prettiest little city in Michigan can be found on sylvanlake.org. Live, local, social, The Splash Live is with you all throughout your work week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. More news, information, and fun conversations coming up next.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
A fresh start lets you refocus, helping you live in the moment, where you can take the lead or take a bow, basking in the glitz and the glow of winter. Because when the snow begins to fall, you feel the excitement rise. Set your sights on a winter wonderland as Fresh finds new ways forward in pure Michigan.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
People are watching in Keego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, thanking you for joining us as you do each and every day throughout your work week for the latest news and information on everything happening across our 4 communities. Thank you for being with us on this Friday in Greater West Bloomfield. We look forward to next week and Tuesday, of course, really a highly celebrated holiday throughout the Metro Detroit area. Fat Tuesday in the Greater West Bloomfield being celebrated in a couple of different places. West Bloomfield Parks going to have a special event for donuts and punchki at the Connect Senior Center on Tuesday, February 13th. That's going to be happening for Connect members only, and registration is actually running out. It closes today. It's their last day to register for this special event celebrating Fat Tuesday at the Connect Senior Center. And get yourself some donuts, some punchki, some other fresh and fun snacks, and some great opportunities to connect with other seniors from throughout our community. So, of course, as I said, you got to be a member of Connect in order to register and attend this event. You can become a member on wbparks.org. Put in wbparks.org/connect-member, or just navigate through their website to their Connect Senior Center page under their facilities, and you'll be able to find even more information on registering as a member of WB Parks Connect and, of course, to attend this fun event. And for those that maybe work out at Orchard Lake Schools or are a student at either Orchard Lake St. Mary's High School or the college out at the Orchard Lake Schools campus, all students and staff at Orchard Lake Schools on Tuesday will get free punchki on campus. They'll be eligible for that. We'll have representatives from the Polish Institute of Culture and Research at Orchard Lake Schools on with us very early next week to talk about that and other very fun and very interesting events happening at Orchard Lake Schools coming up very soon. So stay tuned with us on Civic Center TV for more of that. Really interesting stuff also happening over the weekend at the Orchard Lake Museum at the corner of Orchard Lake Road and Long Lake, as the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society holds one of their first open houses for February of 2024. Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m., they'll have early fishing, Friends of Apple Island memorabilia, plus other artifacts from classic sailing, skiing, skating, and more. Look, it's been a warmer week here in the Greater West Bloomfield area, really a couple of weeks, and so maybe we haven't had a chance to get out on the water and enjoy the ice skating, the ice fishing, the hockey, and so much more that we do out on the ice every year. You can reminisce about that and take a look through its connection to our local history in our 4 communities with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society over the weekend. Then on your screen, you're seeing tours with an Orchard Lake Museum docent are coming up in early March. Mark your calendars for Thursday, March 7th at 1:30 p.m. A docent, a volunteer with expert knowledge of all the different artifacts in the Orchard Lake Museum will take you through. You'll be able to see so many different pieces of history from throughout our 4 communities. Hey, maybe you're really interested in taking a look back at the Keego Harbor Theater. We featured a picture of their sign from within the Orchard Lake Museum earlier on this week. Want to learn more about that and its history and other artifacts from Keego? You'll be able to see that. Just $5 of a donation at the door on Thursday, March 7th. We'll get you into that event. Actually, you have to pre-register through WB Parks in order to do this. You can get more information. Call the number on your screen, 248-706-2411. You can also get involved in the City of Keego Harbor with Parks and Recreation. They're always looking for new members to help promote their events, organize their events, and so much more across the heart of the lakes. They have meetings coming up over the next couple of months. Next week, they have their meeting for the month of February on February 14th, Valentine's Day, where you can show your love for the heart of the lakes by helping them plan some of their upcoming events. Plus, other meetings coming up in March 13th, April 10th, May 8th, and more. They're behind a lot of these events. Taste of Keego, a couple weeks back, that was a big event. They're behind that. Of course, the Memorial Day event is a huge undertaking for Kirsten Sonneville Douglas and the team who usually leads that event, and they're always looking for volunteers just like you to get involved and keep that close-knit Keego Harbor community together. The things they do there to bring that community together are fantastic every single year, and of course you can always keep up to date with them on KH Parks on Facebook. Of course, the biggest story in town has been the potential renovation of the Recreation Activity Center. We have a full bevy of programming on that available on demand on Civic Center TV. Well, let's hear briefly a short overview of the project that we heard on Monday night from Kelly Heyer at their joint meeting with the Township Board.
The opportunity presents itself to ask the voters to consider a 20-year, $25 million bond proposal that, if approved, would provide critical support for creating a healthier community through expanded recreation programming as well as enhanced park amenities. Located right here on the Civic Center campus, which is the ideal location since it's both familiar and a source of pride for so many residents. The new Connect would be nearly 4 times as large as the current Recreation Activity Center to meet community demand for programs and services. So growing our 8,400 square feet, which is the current building now, that would be renovated. And then in addition, so it would bring the total building square footage of 33,000 square feet. So we'd like voters to consider the 20-year, $25 million bonds for the expanded community center and park improvements for the August primary 2024 election.
And there's still plenty more in that timeline before we get to even having that initiative on the ballot, perhaps in the month of August. You can keep up to date on this either on wbparks.org as they post more information, and of course, by joining our team as we keep you up to date. We have so much programming from this week all about this on our website on demand right now. That full special joint meeting between the Township Board and West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Commission is on demand. We did a special program called Recreation Activity Center Expansion, The Future of Fun in West Bloomfield. It's really a guided supercut of that Township Board and Parks and Recreation joint meeting, some interviews we've done so far this week, and of course, some of our Best of the Splash Live segments that will air over the weekend on Civic Center TV and on our website, as well as on 89.3 Lakes FM. Will feature a lot of that information. So get all of that in one place on CivicCenterTV.com. Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM all throughout your work week. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you very soon on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.